Hey guys, welcome. Let's talk today a little bit about how to recognize real tokens versus scam tokens, essentially, on PumpFun on Solana, where we mostly play. So it's incredibly important concept, obviously, for your trading is to recognize what tokens have pump potential and what tokens are effectively rug pulls of scams. And you need to recognize that fairly early on. And I'll talk to you through some real examples, but I'll talk to you about the red flags, and also I'll talk to you through some of the mechanisms that platforms like Axiom, that you can see here, Axiom Pro, and even BullX offer to help you with essentially ensuring that a coin is a real coin versus something that's going to be a rug pull. So let's start first with showing you one of the tokens, what I mean by rug pull. I literally pulled this up a minute ago or so. I clicked on it, I saw the chart, and I immediately recognized that this is likely a rug. You never know 100%, but obviously you can see the big red candle, and it essentially ended up going from 50,000 or so all the way down to zero in a matter of a second. And so anybody that invested during this initial rise of the coin, effectively ended up getting rug pulled and getting losing 99% of their money in the coin. So that's what we want to do. We want to ensure that you can recognize or help you identify and spot these things early, and how to recognize coins that are not rug pulls. So if we refresh the page, let's see some new coins that are coming out, for example. Okay, if we click on, for example, Jade, very quickly you can recognize that this chart looks quite bullish initially at first perspective if you don't know that much. But, there may be a problem here. Okay, let's look at it in real time. My gut instinct from the trading experience that I have is that this is probably going to end up like Devi here, and that we're going to see a big red candle at one stage or another live now, where it's being rug pulled essentially immediately. Okay, and how do we while that happens, and you'll be able to see that live on the screen, I'll talk to you through some of the principles that I use to recognize these rug pulls before they happen and not invest in them, essentially. So one of the things here is these big green candles. These big green candles that just constantly go up, followed by a series of smaller candles, but still going up. There's a little bit of a pullback here, but that's the only pullback that we see. Essentially, it's just a straight shot up. That's straight away a concern. And most novice traders look at this as extremely bullish, but that's very concerning, especially these big green candles at the beginning. It went from literally 0 to 40,000, then from 40,000 on to 40, 42, 44, and then from there it went up even higher to like 46. Okay, what these green candles mean is that generally things are bundled. What does bundling means? It means when insiders or people that have made the coin are buying up huge supply at the cheapest possible prices that they can later on sell or dump on unsuspecting buyers at some later stage. And Axiom very handily here in the bottom right hand corner provides you a nice little overview of what I'm talking about. Insiders, look how much percentage insiders hold in this token. 75%. 75% has been bundled. Now, conveniently, Axiom also shows you the percentage bundled. Bundled here in this case means 0. That's because insiders have essentially scooped up all of the supply. So you can have insiders scooping up the supply, or you can have bundles. Basically, after the token is created, wallets that buy together within split seconds of each other are basically bundling that supply in order to dump that at a later stage. So you can see here that insiders hold 75% of the coin, and the top 10% hold 27% of the supply. If we go into the holders, we can very easily see this. See these little ghost symbols next to the wallet in the holders section. Those signify that those are insiders. So all of the top holders you can see here are little ghosts. They're all insiders. they're all waiting to dump this coin on you basically, and take your money. So this very likely will be a rug pull. They're obviously at this point just waiting for somebody to buy into it before they rug it. I will leave this one up, but eventually it'll just be the same as this. So one of the key things that you want to do is you want to look at this bottom right hand section. Make sure ideally that the top 10 holders don't hold too much supply. Ideally less than 20% is ideal, and insiders should really be having less than 3% of supply on any one coin. Anything more than that, you run the risk that you're going to be scammed or rugged by the coin. So this is very handy. Then you can delve deeper and you can go into the holder section, have a look at some of the wallets. If you want to literally inspect the wallets a bit more, you can open the wallets up in Solscan, have a look what they're buying, what they're selling here, have a look if the wallets are profitable. If the wallets that are holding the coin, more than one wallet is a fairly profitable wallet, which means they buy more than they sell. And they're getting more and more Solana into their balance change here. You can look at the analytics as well. If their Sol balance is growing, see this one is literally effectively 0, which is a bad sign. If the Sol balance is growing over a 7-day, a 1 month, or a 3 month period, that's a great sign. These sort of wallets where you have a large balance, then a 0 balance, then a large balance, then a 0 balance, they're generally rug pull wallets. Because what happens is they will transfer some money, buy up their own coin, then they'll get a balance when the transfer happens, buy in the coin, and then once they do the scam, they will drain the wallet back to 0 until they do the next scam from there. So generally a bad sign. If you see a growing balance, that's generally a good sign. So you can open it up. You can have a look at the profile of the wallet even on Axiom. If you click on the wallet, it'll tell you, is the wallet P&L growing? Is it declining? What sort of coins has the wallet bought? It gives you the total P&L here. It gives you the total transactions they've made, how many coins that they've found that have given more than a 5x, 2 to 5x. This wallet, as you can see, is all zeros. Again, a wallet that aped into this coin, and more than likely they're waiting for somebody to ape, and this is a scam. So that's really important to use these tools at your disposal. But the final thing I want to show you for this introductory video is, you can click into the coin and you will see all those details and you can drill down deeper. But handily, Axiom and BullX as well, for that matter, provide you right at the beginning here some base level information to help you make those decisions. They actually provide you the amount of percentage that the top holders are holding here, the percentage that the dev is holding, in this case 10% of this coin, the percentage that sniper bots have sniped, 10%, the percentage insiders are holding, and the percentage that bundles are holding. So that's all listed here, right? And conveniently it's color coded as well. Red means red flag generally, and green means generally good. So it's very easy to be able to spot, this coin has 4 greens. Okay, that's maybe something I should look at. This one has 3 greens out of 5. Okay, potentially might be a decent coin, but we can see straight away here that 69% is bundled. Again, this coin, look at this. It's the same chart pattern that I've shown you before. Straight up candles, then nothing happens for a while, and then you'll see a straight down candle more than likely. We can see that probably in live right now. Let's click on this coin, for example. Again, same chart pattern, you can recognize it. Straight up candles, then nothing happens for a while, then you'll probably see a rug pull. Just like Devi, like I said, Det, CTK, A, and Jade. Okay, Jade is starting to come down. It looks like the rug is starting to happen in real time, and generally these coins are not something that you want to touch with a 10-foot pole. The coins that you want to look at is the coins where the dev is not holding very much percent, ideally 0%, but ideally 3% or less, where the top 10 holders are holding less than 20%, where snipers are holding less than 2% of the coin, and where insiders and the bundles are holding as little as possible, essentially. So if you find those kind of coins, Then you can delve deeper, and you need to look at things like what kind of social media that they have. And Axiom, again, conveniently provides that information. You can see here if a coin has a website. You can see if it has other links. This one, for example, has a Twitter or an X. It has a website. It has the PumpFun link. This one has the tweet. This one has a YouTube video and the PumpFun link. So you can actually see that, there's some sort of effort being put into the coin because they've actually made a website or they've made a Twitter for it. And if that aligns with some of these other filters, like we've spoken about, the insiders holding, lower percentage, there's no bundles in the coin. You click into it, you go into the wallets, you check to see whether the wallets are profitable or not. Trading this wallet is slightly profitable. That's one of the top holders. You click into a few of them, you do a little bit of research. If you find that, there seems to be some good wallets, it seems to have its socials in order, there's a lot of green around these filters, that's a good sign that you're on the right track to finding a real coin that has good pump potential.